changes to its tattoo policy, relaxing strict regulations that came out just last year. ABC 7's Andrew J. Polk is live with our top story.
Rick, it wasn't an April Fool's joke. The Sergeant Major of the Army clarified today that the Army is reversing course, letting soldiers get tattoos anywhere on the body as long as it's not on their hands, wrists, neck, or face. Around this time last year, the Army published tough new regulations limiting visible tattoos soldiers could get and even preventing soldiers that already had clearly visible tattoos from becoming officers. Now, according to the Army Times, the change comes from the Sergeant Major of the Army, who listened to a lot of feedback coming from soldiers. I visited local tattoo shops here in El Paso, and the owners aren't happy that the Army is doing an about-face.
It's a decent pickup considering, when you're doing between 10 and 12, and now it'll be up to around 15 to 18. Yeah, that's that's an extra $400 or $500. So it does makes a nice difference,
Rick, one thing to point out, soldiers are still not allowed to get offensive or derogatory tattoos, regardless of where those tattoos can be covered up or not. But coming up at 6, we'll hear more from tattoo shops and soldiers on what these changes could mean for both them and the Army. Rick?
I'm sure there's some happy soldiers out there today. Andrew, thank you very much. Our Las Cruces woman, the United States Army is changing course when it comes to heavily regulating the number of tattoos a soldier can get and where on his or her body they can get them. As ABC 7's Andrew J. Polk reports, it could create a boost in soldier morale and for local businesses.
They say a tattoo is forever, but apparently the Army's strict regulations on tattoos on service members is not. Doing an about-face, the Army just announced it's easing up on those tattoo rules. It's news that's buzzing with ink lovers and El Paso's economy. Located just right across US 54 from Fort Bliss itself, tattoo parlors like Tomfoolery's Tattoos here say they didn't see a big change in business even when the tougher regulations were in place.
Didn't really see a difference as far as how many people were walking through the door that are military. The only difference we saw really was where they were, the location of the tattoo. More of these pieces went on the ribs rather than, the arms and things that they were doing before.
Last year's regulations cracked down on tattoos visible in PT attire, which is shorts and a t-shirt. In the near future, a soldier will be okay as long as the ink is covered by the full uniform and is not offensive or derogatory. The change in types of tattoos could bring more businesses at tattoo shops and could impact recruiting for the Army overall.
Well, obviously people that already have full sleeves will, if they change it, then they'll be able to look at joining. So
a couple people told me they wanted to get off the sleeves or whatever, but I don't judge people. Like I said, I'm not big on tattoos. So.
Andrew J. Polk, ABC 7.
And according to the Army Times, the changes are expected to become official in the very near future.